Welcome to Fear Free Friday with a quote from Dean Graziosi, who said, Michael Jordan worked hard when nobody was watching so he could be a genius when everyone was. Think about that in your own life, in the context of your own life. What are you doing when nobody's watching? Is it the things that are going to make you proud and make the world stand in awe when everyone's watching? I hope so. Let's throw up some slides here. First off, I love this quote. I really, really do. Because it's what we do in those times when nobody's watching that determine our character, determine our integrity, determine our fate, determine our entire life. Truly are. Discipline is easy when someone else is watching. If you've gone to the gym and you've had someone there coaching you, making sure that you're doing the reps you need to do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really easy when someone's watching. But what about those days when you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go do that 2-mile run that you know you need to do when nobody's watching? It's so much easier not to then, isn't it? So much easier. It's more difficult when you're alone and nobody sees what you're doing, or what you're not doing, more importantly. And yet it's what you do when nobody's watching that determines everything. It determines your character and how you perform when everyone is watching. Going back to Michael Jordan, it's because of the work he did when nobody was in the gym, nobody was on the court with him. It was all those hours that made him the amazing human being, the amazing genius that we all admired when he was on the court. So again, live in personal integrity. When you do, getting your book written and published is really, really easy. In fact, it guarantees that it will get done. It guarantees it. So let me ask you this. If you have a complete detailed roadmap for author success, that's fantastic. I applaud you for that. But here's a couple of questions. Do you show up for your scheduled writing sessions? Do you write when you show up for them, if you should show up for them? Is it a pain to schedule those writing sessions and show up for them? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it can be. Maybe. There are days for certain. And yet, here's the thing. That response is a choice. My emotional decision to say, well, this is a pain and this is annoying to schedule my writing sessions and then to actually show up, pain in the ass, total pain in the ass. But that whole thought process is a choice. So choose a different one. Choose one that says something like, wow, this is fantastic. I get to schedule my writing sessions for the rest of this week. And even better, I get to show up for every single one of them. Every single one of them. Same words, vastly different focus, vastly different energy level as well. I get to do this amazing thing that I know I was born for. Why not embrace that energy? It's there, but it is a choice. And this is why your very own personal writing power hour is so incredibly important. Setting aside that 1 hour or that 2 hours, whatever fits into your schedule, every single day, where you can schedule your writing time and then show up and write the words, the number of words you said you would write in that session. Huge, huge way of making sure that you get the job done, that you get your words onto the page so that you can get them out into the world where they can work their magic in the lives of the people that you were born to help through your book. It can be challenging, I get that. I spent 15 or 17 years working in the movie industry where I had very little time to myself, and yet somehow I forced myself to make the time at the end of a long shift or on my lunch hour, or lunch half hour, actually there was no hour, lunch half hour, whatever moments that I had throughout the day to make sure that I got some words done. And if you're finding it challenging to fit this into your own life, sometimes just outside accountability makes that easier. It's just a fact of life. And if that's you, then join me every day at 4 o'clock Pacific for Writing Power Hour. Really simple thing. And as I sort of alluded to, here's the why. A commitment to someone else is always easier to keep than a commitment to myself. It's why I do this. It's why I do Writing Power Hour. I commit to being there every single day at 4 o'clock in case you decide to show up. Because if you decide to show up and I'm not there, well, what does that mean? What message does that send? not a really great one. So that's why I commit to being there every single day at 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock Pacific, no matter what, whether I feel like it or not, because that's the important thing about this, right? Writing, sitting, scheduling my writing sessions, showing up for the writing sessions, doing the work whether I feel like it or not. This is how a book gets written, because there will be days we don't feel like writing. That's just how life can be. I may blow off that commitment to myself, but if I know that you're going to be showing up, there's no chance that I will that I will blow that. I will show up because I know that you're there waiting, because you need a little bit of outside accountability to make sure that you show up and write every single day. We don't have to say a word. Just the fact that we're there on a Zoom call together, doing the thing we know we needed to do in order to make this impact in the world. It makes it easier. It really does. I forced myself to live in that personal integrity, and it works. It'll work for you too. And just embrace this thought. Whether you show up for Writing Power Hour with me or not, it's what you do when no one's watching that determines your future and how the world will view you.